Before I begin, I just want to say that I feel like I haven't done one of these in a fucking minute. The last week's episode, I recorded it a lot earlier than I was supposed to record it, and then this week I fucking fell behind on my schedule, and this is gonna now be released on Thursday, and I usually release them on Tuesday. I feel like I haven't recorded one of these in fucking forever. I missed it. I've missed it. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. And unfortunately, today we're going to start off sad because points need to be addressed. Points need to be addressed. Rest in peace, Juice Wrld, man. Rest in peace. What an artist, man. We'll get into him a little bit later, but I just want to let the song rock for now. Man. What a loss was suffered in the artistic community this past weekend. All right. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. Welcome to the Case Study Podcast. I'm your host, Isaias Hernandez, and to be honest, man, I'm just here to give you guys a good time. So let's talk about some shit, man. Let's talk about it. It's a beautiful Jersey night, man. Beautiful Jersey weather. I love it. Man. Alright. Let me stop it before YouTube takes my ass off YouTube. I'm losing my logic. Alright. We love you, Juice. Alright. So, I think you guys know where I'm going to start off. And if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock for this past week, rapper Juice Wrld has unfortunately passed away at the age of 21, I believe. And it was due to a drug overdose. They say that he was trying to swallow pills, allegedly. This is a story I read. He was trying to swallow pills in an attempt to hide it from police. When he died, his private plane was found with 70 pounds of weed and cocaine. And I've been through death enough times to know the routine. The main thing right now is to focus on what Juice Wrld has done. I know the routine, man. What his loved ones and his friends and the people who care about him, I know what they're going through right now. I know it all too well. I know it a little bit too familiar. This time right now, it is too early to be talking about anything else other than what he's accomplished through his short life. Man, was he a talent. That boy could freestyle. And while I'm on this topic, I guess I'll make it a little bit personal. Last week on the Evergreen episode that I did talk about my view on death and how I don't speak on the dead. And I guess I'll add more to my philosophy this week. I've been through death enough times to know that you should mourn, but you should also celebrate their life first and foremost. I'm of the belief that we're put on this planet to some day transition into death. That's our purpose. That's what we are put on this earth to do. You are put on this earth to make the most of your life before you transition into the second phase. So we celebrate life instead of mourning. That's what I like to do. I celebrate life instead of mourning when someone passes. That's just my view, my crazy view on things. I know I'm a little bit skewed in the head. I'm a little bit off, but I just thought I'd make that evident. So when shit like this, and I want to continue doing this. So inevitably, more shit like this is gonna happen. I just want for you to know where I stand on death. I want to celebrate his accomplishments, his fucking success. He blew up overnight with one song. Dropped 2 projects after that were really good. They were solid projects. He made a lot of money. And off of Juice Wrld, I want to talk about how people deal with mental health. Juice Wrld in his songs are telling you that he's struggling with mental health. And he's telling you how he deals with it. Exactly how he deals with it. Which is why it's never enough to stress the importance of mental health. Check up on those that you love. Please. Weekly, if you can. Jesus Christ. I always say at the end of this podcast, at every single time I end this podcast, I always say at the end, you never know when your life could change. Your life could change with a phone call. One phone call is all it takes. Check up on the ones you love. Please. And that's all I really got on Juice Wrld, man. Rest in peace. Condolences, prayers to his loved ones and family. Man, what a loss in the music community. That's selfish me talking. What a loss. He had so much potential. That boy could have actually rap. Man. It's fucking shameful. It's such a shame. I'll leave it at that, man. There's not really much else to say on Juice Wrld. Prayers and condolences. That's all I got, man. That's all. All right. Moving on. I want to stay on relatively down news, relatively somber news. There was a video that was going around the Twitter. That is viral video now, and it was a video of police who took a man. I want to say his name. I want to make sure I say his name. His name was J.K. Servin. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. The cops took this man, J.K., I will say his first name, J.K., into a back room, and there was a camera filming the entire thing. It was at a police. It looked like a where they check people in for in police. It looked like who was at a jail or something. There was 4 or 5 guards there who were putting on gloves, and they were going into this room with a man who was handcuffed. And when the tape cut and the men were coming out once again with the man, he was beat up. He was beat pretty severely, and he was there was pictures after. He had 2 swollen fucking eyes. He looked horrible. His eyes were red. His face was swollen. His body, his clothes were all bloody. Jesus. And I've mentioned before too that I don't like to see videos that depict that type of shit because I feel like it impacts your mental health in ways you don't even know. But I just when shit like this happens, it's just a slap in the face and a reminder that, hey yo, you live in America. This shit could very well happen to your family member or you. And to all the minorities out there, and that's another conversation I'm going to get into. To all the minorities out there, if you're not white, it can happen to you. And I don't want you for 1 second to think that it can't. Because newsflash, racism is alive and is not going away anytime soon. Because racism is a generational thing. You're taught racism. Your fucking parents instill it in you. They make you believe that that's right. You can't change someone's mind. The racism will never stop. Ever. We can suppress it. We can fucking do our best to eradicate it. But in reality, it'll never stop. Ever. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to human subjectivity. What you want to believe and what you don't want to believe. What you believe is right and what you don't believe is right. That's all it is. That's all racism is. It's a belief system. Like I said, with the Juice Wrld shit, your life can change with one phone call. So cherish it. Make the most of it. Jesus Christ, man. It's so crazy how shit like this, I don't want shit like this to go under the radar. For the well-being of others. And that's all I got on that, man. Jesus, prayers to J. Key, man. J. Key serving again. He was jumped at a police precinct, it seemed like, and I hope those guards rot in hell. That's just me talking. And then I have had people talk to me. I've had conversations about people, and when I bring up the topic of white people versus anyone else in America on this podcast, they kind of like bash me for it because, as you can imagine, they're white people talking to me, and they say that I'm uneducated and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. How is this not proof that shit happens? I love white people. I love white people. But shit like this happens, and it's a fucking thing. Namely with the older generation, but it's still a fucking thing. Sorry, you don't like to face reality. I don't know what to tell you. And I did not want to get all fucking down on you guys, so let me make some jokes, man. I'm ready to make some jokes. Lizzo. Oh my god. All right, Lizzo. I was waiting to talk about this shit. Lizzo was at a fucking. If you don't know who Lizzo is, you're not alone, because I didn't know who Lizzo was. Anyway, Lizzo was at a fucking basketball game in a t-shirt, in a fucking dirty black t-shirt with a hole cut out in the middle of where her ass was supposed to be covered. She was wearing a thong. And that's how she walked into a basketball game. Before I get into this topic, understand that it has nothing to do with her weight. Just please understand that. I'm more concerned about the hygiene part of all of this. She went in bare ass on a seat that a lot of other people have sat on. How many of y'all have gone bare ass at a public restroom? If you have, you're a dirty piece of shit. If you haven't, hey, you and me. Lizzo sat at a fucking public court in a public basketball game, bare ass cheeks out, and then started twerking when the camera was pointed at her. Jesus, man, kids are fucking present. Where's the human decency? You see what attention seeking does to people? This. She claims it's body positive shit. Do it at your house then, and then post it on Instagram. What are you doing? She's attention seeking. She's actively looking for people to notice her. And shit, that might be a mental health problem too, because that wasn't what was more concerning to me after the fact that she did it was the fact that she went on Instagram, I think a live, and she made a video. She made like a 10-minute video on how she doesn't care about what people say about the video. She doesn't care. Newsflash, you fucking idiot, you fucking goofball, you fucking cornball. That video just proves that, yeah, you do. You do care about what people say. Because if you didn't, you would have fucking had your bare ass out and went on your merry way. And then I see people online defending her, talking about some Rihanna does it, and Beyonce, and I said Beyonce, Madonna, Rihanna, XYZ famous person has done it in the past, and she's only getting killed because she's fat. They were at most of the pictures I've seen of Lady Gaga, Madonna, and Rihanna, they were at a fashion event where it was probably a very older audience. There wasn't a possibility of her sitting next to a 5-year-old there. Fucking doofs. Social media has done something to people, man. It's in their mind. They need it. They need the attention. It's a fucking drug to them. Oh, it's nasty. It's so nasty. I don't ever want to get to that place where I'm so dependent on something that doesn't mean shit. I don't ever want to get to that place. That's part of the reason why I've never been big on social media. I only have some 300 followers on Instagram. I barely use Twitter. I fucking barely use Snapchat. That's exactly the reason why. This shit can fuck you up. Like really. It's fucking crazy. It's nasty. She went bare ass on a public seat. Yeah, it wasn't even comfortable. It wasn't like, ugh. All right, I'm done. I'm done talking about it. Ugh. Nasty, big bitch. Nasty. And again, it had nothing to do with her weight, dog. Nothing. I want to stay on jokes. And I want to stay on Twitter. So if you don't have a Twitter, because I know this is more of a Twitter thing. If you don't have Twitter, there's this guy who's blown up for the past, I want to say, couple of years or maybe past year, that he had a Twitter and he's fucking got famous off of feeding wild animals, and he got the name of Brother Nature. That's what his Twitter handle, his name, and then he blew up. Millions of views, thousands of retweets, so on and so forth. And there was this past week there was a video surfaced of Brother Nature getting the brakes beat off of him at a fucking at a sandwich shop somewhere. And the funniest part of the video was not that he got beat up, because I was kind of concerned when he was getting his ass kicked. I was kind of like, oh, are you okay, Brother Nature? There's two big guys right there, and he's getting it wasn't a jumping, but he was getting his ass kicked by one of them. And the funniest part after the fact, he got fucking mustard. He fucking mustard got on him. He started playing mustard on him. He got fucking drink right in his face. That shit was crazy. And I just bring it up to say, hey, yo. And I actually bring this up because of two things. Number one, the story that how this happened, allegedly. Again, I don't know. I'm not gonna put it on no one, but apparently he was at the shop and he was getting recorded, and Bull was recording him, and then Brother Nature apparently didn't like that, and he was like, yo, cut that shit out. I don't play that. And then the Bull was like, who the fuck are you talking to? And then he got they got to mixing. And then what happened. You saw the video. I only bring that up for one reason. What in your right mind tells you to go to another man, no matter who it is, and tell him to do something on his phone? And you think he's gonna listen? Yeah, I get it that it's weird, a man recording another man. I know, I get it. But this social media age shit is crazy. But basic principles still apply here. The fuck are you going up to another man and telling him what to do with his shit for? Oh my God. Serves you right, Brother Nature. You got your ass kicked. And then I was seeing online, and then I bring that up only to say the everyone that was defending him, oh my God, he feeds animals. He's so in tune with nature. He's such a pacifist. I couldn't imagine why he'd get beat up. These guys should be crucified. He fucking... I just told you why. I just explained to you exactly why. He went up to another man and was like, yo, cut that shit out. So Bo was like, who the fuck are you talking to? Sounds like a reasonable reason to get beat the fuck up for. For me, anyway. Just because he feeds animals doesn't mean that he's a fucking saint. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man. Staying with jokes. This is a fucking fun podcast, even though it was started with I did that on purpose because of the somber and fucking terrible news we got earlier this week. I tried to have as many light topics as I could. I didn't want to come in here and give you fucking an emo podcast. Speaking about emo, I did want to touch on this one thing. I wanted to go back to the Juice Wrld thing for just a quick second. Online, I've been seeing rappers and a whole bunch of everyone been giving their condolences. Whoever knew Juice Wrld, they've been rappers, artists, entertainers. They've been giving their condolences and they've been doing the whole Instagram long paragraph thing where they explain everything that they knew and appreciate Juice Wrld. Trippie Redd was one of those people who did it, and he made a couple of posts, and he was like, "Hey yo, we're cutting that shit out. All the emo gang, no more pills and no more." I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I really do hate to do this, but this isn't the first time a musician has overdosed on drugs. And unfortunately, it's not going to be the last time, because this year alone, there have been people who've overdosed on, or this past couple years, there have been people who've overdosed on drugs. Rappers who, again, detail their addiction and their fucking mental health problems within their music. No, you're not going to stop rapping about this shit. No, you're not going to stop talking about this shit. No, you're not. Stop saying that. I'd hope in a perfect world, yes, I'd hope that it would. But the reality of the situation is no, it won't. Because guess what? You, the one rapping about it, you're hooked on it. It's up to you to change. It's not up to the fucking death of someone else. Stop using his... Again, I don't... When it comes to death, I just appreciate and celebrate their life, man. Please. I didn't want to get back into this fucking topic, but it just that quick side point made me think about how fucking stupid people are. And by that same token, I saw a post by Joyner Lucas saying, I'm gonna blame all y'all new rappers that fucking promote and sell drugs. You may have a point, Joyner, but no one fucking asked you, so shut the fuck up. People are mourning right now. Just shut up. That's it. Alright, now I'm really done with this Juice Wrld shit. I hate being sad. Alright. Back to fucking jokes. If you didn't hear, this fucking little weird song, it was a song by it was a diss, I should say, by Nick fucking Cannon. He was dissing Eminem. He dissed Eminem, and the biggest line in his diss was that Eminem, that he has a video, or his chauffeur has a video of him sucking a dick. Why? Why did this come up again? Like, who cares about this? Let me check. It's 2019. About to be 2020. They beefed in the early 2000s, I think. Why is this a thing? Someone remind me why this is a thing. And I know why Nick is doing it. But I know Eminem started it. And I don't want to talk about Eminem a lot, because he is one of my favorite artists of all time, namely because he got me into he was one of the first people I started listening to when I was first introduced to hip hop. But his recent bodies of work, with the exception of Kamikaze a little bit, there were a couple great songs on it. His last couple bodies of work have been complete shit. and Kamikaze was okay. It was decent at best. And I bring that up just to say, on Fat Joe's album, again, early 2000 shit, but Fat Joe's album actually was pretty good. Yeah, Eminem had a feature on there, and he took this is again at Nick Cannon, and that's how this whole thing started. Eminem started it up. And I know what Nick Cannon is doing. Nick Cannon's a smart motherfucker. He's a businessman. He's a good mind. But what are you doing, man? Can you just focus on rapping again? Please? Making good music? Nah, not just rapping. Yeah, making good music. Focus on that. Not everything you do has to be fucking 180 bars in 2 seconds. It doesn't resonate with a lot of people. The white people eat it up, but that's really it. Nick Cannon, you smart piece of shit. He took it. He saw his opportunity and he fucking took it. He's not the best rapper. He's not a good rapper. I don't even think he's a rapper at all. But he sees his opportunity. He saw it. He took the time out. He got some guys. He got a couple of the fucking wilding out. He got a couple of the crew and said, "Yo, come diss this white boy with me. Let's see if we could get him on our show." You imagine the ratings on the show if Eminem showed up to Wildin' Out? That's what this whole thing comes down to. Could you imagine? That shit would be legendary. But number one, it'll never happen. Number two, I think they're both joking, by the way. You can tell by the tones of their voice. It's not a serious thing. And I didn't even want to talk about this for this long, but it's not gonna happen, unfortunately. Nick, you smart man. You sly dog, you. Alright. It looks like that's all I got. There's nothing really else pressing to talk about. This other little quick thing. New Jersey has a Twitter. New Jersey has a Twitter, and they're fucking funny. That's all I got. Now that this shit is winding down, I guess I'll talk about, let me see if there's anything pressing happening right at this moment that I need to talk about. It doesn't look like it. Nah, nothing. Alright. Actually, I did want to talk about one more thing, one quick side part before I leave and head out. It's not a sports podcast, but I am a sports fan. With that being said, I do think that the Philadelphia Eagles will win the division. Hopefully, I'm praying. I know we fucking suck, and there's no evidence to tell me why we would win the division, but I do feel like it. The win against the Giants it looked good. We had one receiver out on the field the last drive, I think. The last two drives. One receiver out on the field, and Carson Wentz rallied and brought us back. I know it was against the 2-11 Jets, but it showed promise. It showed that Wentz can come up clutch. It did show that Wentz can come up clutch. It doesn't matter the degree of opponent. I think it more mattered that he did it. And he did it more than one way because he converted a fourth down. He found his targets quick. And again, this isn't a sports podcast, but kudos to my man Wentz. He finally gave some life to that fucking struggling, down, injured team. So did Boston Scott too, by the way. Love that guy. What else is there to say, man? I think I'm heading out. There's nothing really else much to talk about. I feel like for such a fucking long amount of time that I've recorded this, there really wasn't anything else to cover. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to say. I saw a tweet before I head out. I saw a tweet that asked an interesting question. It was one I thought about for a little while I was fucking on Twitter. Pause. It was a question: who has the greatest hip hop voice of all time? Ooh, what a question. What a question. Right off the bat, my fucking East Coast bias jumped out and said Michi Darko, number one. I don't think it's even fucking close. And Jadakiss. Those were the first two names that came up to my mind. Their voices are just iconic, legendary. They're distinguishable from anyone else that I've ever heard. Lil Wayne is up there too, with just the pure voice of hip hop. A voice you could just hear and distinguish. Michi Darko, Jadakiss, and Lil Wayne are my top three. I'd have to think about number 4 and 5 because there are like after that. I feel like those are the three clear-cut winners. After that, it kind of gets blurred a little bit. I don't know who to choose and who not to choose. I'd have to think about it, and I might do that next week. But we'll see. Anyway, man, I think that's it. A shorter pod today, about half an hour. Give you guys a good listen, and yeah, man. All right. I started with Juice Wrld, and it's only right I end with Juice Wrld, man. Give me a second. I'm pulling up the song right now. Oh, my Bluetooth disconnected. Piece of shit. All right, give me a second. How was your guys' day? It was good. My day was alright. Been busy. Oh no. Fuck. Give me a quick second. Quick. All right. All right. I hate getting up from here. All right. Let's take this shit out, man. Man, poor Juice. Poor Juice. Once again, I'd just like to remind everyone that he was telling you what was wrong. And no one wants to listen. What a song to honor the people who have lost their lives without Jesus. What a song. It speaks to a lot. Remember, stay safe, please. Stay safe, please. Always remember that your life can change it just takes one phone call. Your life can change in an instant. It just takes one phone call. So make the most of it, man. Make the most of this shit while you're on here. Stay safe. Be safe. I'll be here next week. I promise. I will. All right, guys. This is the time where I gotta say everything. Every YouTuber says in the fucking book. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Alright. I'm heading out, man. I'm heading out.